You know what? When I was doing my LL.B, there was a girl in my class who was very good in memorizing things, while other students like me used to struggle a lot in remembering the definitions, remembering the sections or the case titles. She used to easily remember pages after pages. And during the time of assignments and presentations, other students used to struggle a lot in remembering what all to speak and what not. And she can remember everything thoroughly. She will speak for 15-20 minutes non-stop. And we used to call her human computer. She won't even stop unless and until the teacher asks her to stop. That enough, you have presented your topic well enough. Yes, few amongst us are blessed with special skills, but many others are not. So in today's video, we are going to discuss, is it really possible to crack LL.B in one go for an average student? So let's begin with the video. But before that, if you have any concerns, any queries regarding LL.B or anything related to law, do make sure to leave that in the comment section below. I will try to answer your queries as much as possible. The other day, one of my students called me to ask, is it really possible to crack LL.B exam for an average student? And if yes, what all she should be? Before answering her, I asked her what is the concern, why is she worried about clearing LL.B exam first of all. And she told me that she has heard it from many of her seniors and classmates that in KSLU they are very strict in checking the answer script. Even if you have written well enough, even if you have written too many pages, you don't get marks. And students have too many backlogs by the time they reach their final year. If you also have any similar concerns, let me tell you, whoever is checking the answer sheets in KSLU, they don't want the students to fail, right? They also want the students to pass. But you must realize the importance of law degree. If tomorrow after completing your LL.B, you become a judge, you get the authority of even passing a decision to give death penalty to someone. You can send a person behind bars for years. You can ask a person to pay fine in crores. So you should realize the importance of this degree. It's not just any other degree, right? So whenever they are checking the answer sheets or giving marks, they will make sure that you are well versed with the concepts, you are having knowledge of the sections, cases and all that stuff. So the first thing that matters is not how many pages you are writing. You might write hundreds of pages, but what also matters is the content within it. If the question is something and you are writing an answer for something else, the teacher will be helpless, right? The teacher cannot give you marks. So along with number of pages, another thing that you should consider is what all you are writing there. Is it that you are properly answering the question or not? It should not happen that they are asking for maybe features of a certain thing and what you have written is merits and demerits of that thing. In that case, will the teacher be able to give you marks? No, right? So this is the first thing that you should remember. Not just number of pages, but also quality of the answers matters. But while talking about quality, it should not happen that you are just writing 3 features, because the question might be carrying 10 marks. If it's a 10 marks question and you have just written 3 features, how many marks can you expect there? You cannot expect too much marks, right? So you need to see how much marks a question is carrying, what is the question all about, and you need to answer it properly. The second concern is how many books we should be referring. As such, there is no rule that you should refer 1 book or 10 books. You can refer as many books as time permits you. After finishing your college, you might go to library, pick a few books, come back home, sit down, relax, and then refer those books also. There is no harm in referring many books also, only if you can manage time. Sometimes it happens that we find the language of a book very difficult. We don't even understand the concept. So in such cases, it makes no sense reading a book from where you are not even able to understand the concept. The first important thing is understanding the concepts. Only after that you will be able to explain it in your own language. You will be able to give your own examples. You will be able to remember things properly. If you consider yourself as an average student and you think that you find it very difficult or you find it quite difficult to understand how things are written in a book. Like for many books, the language is tough for you. In such cases, what you can do is you can take your syllabus. It applies for any subject. You can take your syllabus, go to the library, pick some 5 to 10 books and then try to read one concept in each of those books. Whichever book you feel that the language is easy, something you can understand, you can pick that book. So whichever book is having easy language, try to go for that. Read that book, understand the concept. After that, you can refer some other books as well once you have understood the concept. Authors like S.R. Mainini writes in a very simple, very plain, very easy language. So if you are finding too many subjects difficult, you can go for S.R. Mainini's books. Understand the concept. Once you are clear with it, maybe you can go for other authors like Avtar Singh, whose books are considered to be very difficult, or students find it difficult to understand his books. Let me tell you one thing in fact. When I joined my LL.B course, I was in first semester that time and we had contract in our first semester. I went to the bookstall and I bought Avtar Singh book. It was a bulky book. The language was very difficult. I bought the book, but then I was not able to understand it because that was the first time I was reading law in my first semester. So what I did is I also bought S.R. Mainini after few weeks. From S.R. Mainini, I started reading the concepts, understanding it, and after that I started referring Avtar Singh. So you can also do something like that. First importance you should give to understanding the concept. After that only you can read some other books wherein details are given, too many cases are given, things are explained in a much deeper sense. Another thing that an average student can do is, maybe you have limited time. You cannot remember a lot of things in a lot of concepts. So what you should focus is, you should start with whatever topics you find easy. For example, if you are studying jurisprudence, might be the schools of jurisprudence is too complicated, too theoretical. You rather start with the sources of law, Unit 3. Once you understood the concept, you will get some confidence. After that, you can start with something like rights, types of duties, types of justices. All that thing once you are done, later on you can move to tough topics like schools of law. In this way, you will not start hating the subject in the initial time, but you will start gaining confidence that yes, this subject is not that difficult also, you can manage it. Also, while studying law, you might sometimes feel that there are some subjects wherein you don't have any clue on what questions might be asked from this subject. And you might find it very difficult to focus on what to study, what not to study. If you are in a similar situation, what you can do is you can download few question papers. Sometimes question papers are available online, or you might even go to your library and ask the librarian for help. Once you have some 5-6 years question papers, you see those question papers, what kind of questions are being asked from each of the units. You try to read those concepts, you try to prepare answers for it. And once you have done that, you will have a fair idea on what topics are important and what topics are not. And my last piece of advice will be, don't talk too much about how difficult is it to crack LL.B or how strictly teachers check the answer sheets. It is always better to have some idea on these topics, but then discussing too much about it will stress you and it will do nothing better for you. So whatever points I have mentioned till now, you can try following all those points, give your best in the exam, and once your results come, see for yourself, were you able to score good marks or not? In case you were able to score good marks, well done. In case you were not, you can actually request for a Xerox copy of your entire answer sheet and see it for yourself what went wrong, in which question you got how much marks, and finally why was the final score low. You can check it for yourself and correct your own mistakes rather than worrying about what others have experienced and stressing yourself without a reason. After all these discussions, to conclude, I will say that an average student can definitely clear LL.B in the first attempt. The only thing is that you need to believe in yourself that you can do it, and then you will be able to do it. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, do make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel to get more updates on law and other law related topics. You can also view my online classes on different subjects from the playlist. Until next time, bye bye.